Hello, welcome to Orotalks. Welcome to another episode. This is April already. Short, I cannot wait for Christmas to eat chicken. Yes, and I think I hope you've watched my video from the last time. I didn't see your comment though, but no problem. On this show, I'm bringing my madam to the show. Out of her busy schedule, I have to drag her here. I almost went to beg her, I got to bring her to this show. And on this show, I'm bringing Miss Chiwe Blessing. Let me raise my hand up. Yay! Yeah, so Miss Chiwe Blessing, nice having you on the show. Why are you laughing? She has started.
It's the way you said I'm your madam. See, this person that pays my salary normally.
Haba, no problem.
Don't pay attention to Oro.
Okay, just forget that part. So on today's episode, we're talking about just a positive talkative. I know some people will be wondering why positive and talkative are the same word, or I'm trying to make it a compound word. Because when we talk about talkative, we already know that this is something like someone is a talkative. There's somebody saying rubbish or out of point, it's not supposed to be said. But now I'm putting positive because probably because we've not found a word, I don't know, we've not found a word to call it. Because I know that some people that like talking. And that's not the reason I brought my madam.
That's why you brought me. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes.
I mean, I would usually like to tell people that I am a talkative. When I introduce myself, I'm usually like, I'm Chiwe Blessing. I'm not humble, and I'm a talkative. It's my
good talkative.
Line.
That's the positive one.
I don't even like to specify for people because I know that there is at the back of a lot of people's minds. When you're a talkative, you're just someone that talks out of control. But then, even if you Google what it is, a talkative is someone that is into talking, someone who is outspoken, someone who doesn't stop bearing their minds. Where people think that talkativeness is a bad thing is basically when you don't know when to stop, you don't know what to talk about, you don't know to whom to talk about, and then that is where the art of effective communication comes in, because it's very tempting when you have finally opened up to someone that you would want to keep talking at them and not talking to them, and that's where there's a problem. But I think what we want to look at tonight is basically looking at how you can be outspoken and still be positive about it, and not overbore people with
rubbish.
Rubbish. What it is that you have to say. And if I'm going to just give an overview about it, I think anybody can be talkative. Most people who are talkative are extroverted people, and society will teach you to always go inward. I know that as an OAP, I've even had people call me on radio and say, "You talk too much," and I'm like, I wouldn't get paid if I don't talk too much. But what I'm saying to you is, you need to figure out who talks too much or who talks just enough. Right? And talkativeness is just being outspoken. It's not a bad thing, and it shouldn't be something you use to put people down. It's like, you're talkative, come on, shut up. Nah, you shouldn't do that to people. I think if someone has something to say, and if what he's saying is valid, or if what she's saying is valid, and if it is intelligent, then you should let them talk.
Exactly. At least she just hit the
nail,
whatever any word, and then she just said it all. Because sometimes when people say this person is a talkative, you ask yourself, what is this person saying that you are calling this person a talkative? That's the bad one, or just the one we see on the internet that is maybe saying rubbish, or because you find out that people, they're actually talking sense. Because I think one of them, you have some good things to advantage of somebody that talks, that likes talking. I would like that, because you can even flow easily with people.
Yeah.
It works for me. Yeah. Because I can just relate. And even for you, I think maybe that's why I even like her. Because you just flow, you can communicate very well, you can express yourself. Yeah. There's some people, just not because they cannot really express themselves, or they cannot, but because they cannot really talk, they just feel, they might actually know something, but because they don't have that,
they can't articulate
their
thoughts.
Yes, and that's just it and everything.
I think that a lot of people have a problem realizing the importance of having a talkative when you are at a space, when you are in a place, at an event. Because a lot of people are like, oh, this person talks too much. But if they are quiet, then it's awkward.
Yes.
And nobody's saying anything.
Yes.
Talkatives help break the ice.
Yes.
Talkatives are people who have
learned... The internet will not tell you that, yes.
Yeah, and the talkatives are people who have learned how to articulate their thoughts, bring it out. And there's no given relationship, whether with your boss or with your friends or with your partner, that would actually be successful when you have two people who do not know how to talk.
talk. Exactly.
Where we should draw the line is where you're just saying things you shouldn't say.
Exactly.
Because some talkatives now don't know what to talk about because they don't have depth, you don't study enough, you don't know what to talk about, and then you start to formulate stories. You become a liar, and then people don't want to pay attention to your lies
anymore.
They're like tired of all of that.
Yeah.
But if you can draw the line and you can talk about things, you have a broad knowledge of subjects, and you know when to impute, well, then that just makes you a better person in society.
Exactly. But so say, but yeah, this your accent, but I will cut it away. This your accent.
Hi, Joali.
This you see, but we have started back. This I will cut it away. Come, I used to rub all over me. But
see, that's the problem.
Yes,
the problem is that when you're now in front of a camera. You see, now you're making me very conscious of it.
Exactly. Don't mind. Also, that's how we used to be. I don't have to bring somebody I know so that we'll laugh together because I like laughing. I swear.
I think laughter is very important because life is hard.
Yes,
and you gotta find reasons to stay happy. Happiness, growing up, becoming an adult, I realized that happiness is very, very deliberate. Yeah. You have to be deliberately happy. Yeah. Otherwise, this life is going on. Oh my God. You're gonna get tired.
Let's not deviate to laughter.
Let's talk about talkativeness.
Talkativeness, you understand? So I think for people that we regard them as talkative, that's the ones that say the rubbish. But we were talking about the positive ones, people that talk positively, left it like that way. I feel that sometimes when they are talking, they have to give room for people to talk because that's communication. Yeah. You have to you are talking to somebody, there must be a response to say, okay, yes, I agree. Even if they don't ask you, okay, what do you feel? Don't say, am I lying or is it true? You see people like that. Feedback. People that talk like that, they're actually people that communicate very well. Sometimes you're talking, no, now if I'm lying, say the truth now, or you understand. Those are actually good points. So those people that actually communicate very well. We're bringing English into this table.
Well, the point
is also good.
Yeah, it is a very valid point. One of the most important attributes of a very good communicator is the ability to listen. Now, some people think keeping quiet while another person is talking is actually listening, which is not. Because people can tell when you've zoned out. People can tell when you're just looking at them and you're like,
just talk and go.
Yeah, so you need to be actually interested in what you're saying. And if you ever find yourself in a position where you're talking to someone who is just blabbing all through and is not giving you a chance to talk and stuff like that, and you're not interested in the conversation, one of the best things you could do for yourself as a person to even give yourself more credibility is to tell them, can I just have a moment to myself? You don't have to sit through the conversation. I remember reading a book by Larry King. It's How to Talk to Anyone, Anywhere, and at Any Time. And he said one of the first ways to be a very, very good communicator is by being active and being interested in what the person is saying. You need to learn how to listen, and then you also need to learn how to be very honest with them. So you put your listener in your own shoes. I'll give an instance. Some days I go on the radio and I'm not in the mood. And the first thing I do is, after introducing my show, I say, today's not a very good day for me. I'm really feeling down.
You're not ready.
My listeners are already in my stead. They're not expecting me to be 100 that day. And it makes everything easier.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean you should divulge things that, you should not. You don't have to go telling them, this is the reason why I am down. You get it? So there's balance. There's a place for balance in everything.
Yeah, like what you said, I think the first phrase of the way we're talking, you said something about intelligence. Yeah. Sometimes when people engage yourself in discussions, I just feel where the positive talkative now comes in, somebody that has a knowledge of what is being said. I've seen in several situations, people don't even know what they are talking about. You just want to be arguing, and they'll be shouting, they'll be doing. Those are the talkatives. But
there's nothing as annoying as a confident fool. I'm sorry I said it like that. Like, when you're confident and you don't know what you're talking about, like shut up. Don't do that. Really? Don't do that.
Even in the course of maybe if we're having a conversation, sometimes I'll just say, I don't know about that yet. It's even better. But some people, they keep arguing. So you will try to show them with facts.
And they'll tell you.
They'll tell you, no.
Have you ever met someone who you tell, I just Googled this, and the person will say, who wrote Google?
Exactly. So basically, we are going back to our topic, positive talkative. Don't say because we're putting talkative and positive together. No, what we're trying to explain. Maybe later we'll look for that right word. I'll probably go and beg Google so that we'll put that word there. People that actually like talking we like talking, or people that like talking generally,
that
makes sense, that like making sense. Exactly. It's not just the one of saying we're saying nonsense. We like talking and just try to hear our view. Sometimes some people feel that we're just okay, it's a bad habit. You, madam, keep quiet. So let me not mention. One of my boss will say, madam, it's okay. You understand? You want to just shut you up, and you are trying to make sense and explain the whole thing. So I think that's what. Do you have anything to say, or just round up?
Well, rounding up. Okay, so rounding off, one thing I'm going to say to you is, if you're battling being a constructive talkative, I think that's what we're trying to do. I think if you're battling with that, you talk a lot, but you don't know how to make it constructive. The first thing you should know is it's okay for you to not have an opinion about everything. You don't have, nobody's expecting you to know everything.
Yes,
it's okay to not have an opinion about everything. And secondly, you need to come to terms with the fact that you cannot be the main character in everybody's story. You are the main character in your own story. In fact, there's a problem when you're not the main character in your own story. But you cannot be the main character in everybody's story. So when you come to terms with those two things, I think it's easier for you to, stay out of conversations where you're not very, very apt, and then, impute more critically and more in more apt ways.
Exactly. She has said it all. Well, you see, I just brought the right person to this show for Ipo. You see, Ba?
My madam.
I brought my manager. I will start giving her a hug now. You see, Ba? Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much.
That is the first lady I'm bringing to the show, and I'm so glad. Thank you for coming, Miss Chinwe Blessing. So I hope you have learned or you have understood what we have said. But it's like we are saying, no, now the talkative they do now. So if you don't understand, the comment section is there. Let us know what you feel. Let us know how you feel. And you see our Miss Chinwe's handle on Instagram, on Twitter. She talks a lot on Twitter. I don't know what she's doing there. Is it more sugar mommy of Africa? Sugar mommy of Jos?
I'm giving people sugar.
So let us know what you think, and thanks for watching this video. And remember, be a positive talkative like us and like every other person that is not here.
Like us.
Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel. Bye.